Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I share with you how to cook Nigerian stew. I'm also happy to inform you that if you're interested in Nigerian foods and how to prepare them, today I'll share with you the ingredients necessary for Nigerian stew. I'll also explain the uses of different types of peppers for Nigerian cooking. So to begin with, I'll start by showing you all the ingredients for this recipe. I'll be using green bell peppers, some tomatoes. I'll also be using onions. You can reduce the onions according to your choice. Some red long peppers, red bell peppers, Scotch bonnet pepper, and a little bit of ginger. I would proceed to clean the peppers to get them ready for blending. So while I clean the peppers, let me explain to you the uses of the three types of peppers in Nigerian cooking. These peppers are listed below. 1. Bell peppers, Scotch bonnet pepper, red long pepper. So now that I'm cleaning the red long pepper, I'll start by talking about red long pepper. Red long pepper is also called bawa. It adds a rich red color and a sweet taste to your dishes. This is the reason why bawa is important for cooking dishes like jollof rice, moi moi, and other dishes. Now about bell peppers. Bell peppers act as a thickener when added to stews, sauces, and soups. Many Nigerians call it tatashi. Another thing about bell peppers is they are so nice and they can be eaten raw. When you cook stew with green bell peppers, it increases the sweetness of the meal or of the Nigerian stew, and that is why you see that I have 1 green bell peppers in the mix, just so that I can increase that sweetness. Over to Scotch bonnet pepper. Scotch bonnet pepper is spicy and should be used with caution, especially for people who don't like spicy food. Yoruba people call Scotch bonnet pepper atarodo. To this end, I hope I have been able to explain to you the uses of peppers in Nigerian cooking so that you will be able to properly rationalize how you use different types of peppers when you're making your stew. As I continue with this video, I like to say this. Now that I am peeling off the onions, after peeling off the onions, I will proceed to blend all of these ingredients off camera. And while I'm there, I like to say, don't forget to like this video, leave your comment, share this video, and subscribe to this Nigerian food vlog. Of course, I like to read your comment because I like to get in touch with you. I like to know what you think about my recipe. And yes, it is a pleasure, it's a privilege to know that you're watching my video. So as I continue to peel these onions, I have to tell you that my eyes are watering. That's because, onions have a way of making one's eyes water, which is completely fine. So when I clean my peppers, this is what I love to do. These are the peppers and all the ingredients for the Nigerian stew. Okay, now let me take this aside and explain this. So when I clean my peppers, I like to clean everything in a basket so that I can easily pull up the basket just like this and pour all the dirt in the bin. It's easy, it's quick, and it's nice. Over to cleaning the dried or roasted mackerel fish. This fish is a popular fish in Nigeria, and it is known for the extra flavor and taste it adds to food. And in this video, I'll be using it to cook Nigerian stew. Remember, that's why I said this recipe is on how to make fried stew or Nigerian stew with dried mackerel fish. Some people call this fish Titus, while others call it mackerel fish. But for ease of understanding, when you are in a Nigerian market, I'll suggest you call it Titus fish. Okay, now all I'm doing now is simply removing the bones in the fish because I like to do this so that I can enjoy my stew with my rice with ease and pleasure without worrying about removing the bones. So here is another thing I need to explain to you about Nigerian stew. Apart from the fact that Nigerian stew is very tasty, it is perfect for all kinds of food like rice, yam, all kinds of swallow. By swallow, I mean eba, amala, fufu, semo, wheat, and the list is long and endless. Also, you can enjoy this stew with spaghetti, you can enjoy it with boiled potatoes, you can even enjoy it with bread. Yes, and this is why having stew in every Nigerian home is a must, because it is just that thing that you can easily add to your food and to spice up the taste and make everything look delicious and lovely. Now that I'm done with cleaning the fish, it is time to move on to the next step. But first, let me show you the fish. This is what it looks like. Now it's time to cook. I'll place my pot on my cooker, and then I'll proceed to add my cooking oil. After adding the cooking oil, I'll wait for the oil to be hot enough, and then I'll add the blended pepper mix. Remember I told you that I'll be blending all the peppers off camera? Yes, this is the result, and it's time to cook. So after adding the blended pepper mix into the hot oil, I'll mix very well, and I'll proceed to add the other ingredients such as seasoning cube. You can use more or you can use less, but I prefer to just use one for the quantity that I'm cooking. I'll also be adding some salt, and that's not all. I'll be adding dried thyme, and of course I'll be adding some curry powder. I'll mix everything up very well to ensure that all the ingredients are properly mixed and ready to be cooked. So if you are in a hurry, you can cook your stew on high heat for 15 minutes. But if you like to just let it take its time, you can cook it on medium heat for 20 minutes. But I'm cooking on high heat for 15 minutes, and this is my stew after 15 minutes. You can see that the oil is already floating to the top. And I also have to tell you this: when you're cooking your stew, you have to always remember to stir your stew occasionally so that it doesn't get burnt. After extra 10 minutes, I'll leave it to cook again for another extra 5 minutes on high heat. The idea here is to ensure that a large portion of the liquid in the pepper mix is properly dried. This is the stew after extra 5 minutes. You can see that there is a big difference between now and how it was before. And now I'll proceed to add my deboned mackerel fish. I'll mix the fish into the stew. Remember, the fish is already cooked because it's roasted, and now the stew is already properly cooked because it has been cooking for 20 minutes on high heat. I'll let everything cook properly now, and I'll just allow it to simmer and allow the stew to get into the fish and vice versa. By the way, I would not be covering the pot anymore. I'll allow the steam to get out. Now I'll cook for extra 5 minutes, and this is what it looks like after an extra 5 minutes. You would notice the thickness, the dryness in the stew. This is why Nigerian stew is always delicious. And if you're wondering why it has so much oil, this is why we call it fried stew Nigerian. Because how else can you fry stew if you don't use oil? So yes, cooking oil is necessary, and that is why you can see the oil floating on the top of the stew. My Nigerian stew is ready, and it is time to serve. Now let me show you what it looks like. Take a look at my delicious Nigerian stew. Very easy, very tasty, and very nice. Don't forget to follow me. Bye.